To master CSS, you must understand the box model. Basically, every HTML element is considered a box that will be arranged around or within other boxes. Consider this code. The H1 element is just a box that is intended to be used for a level 1 heading. The P element is just a box that is intended to be used for a paragraph. Even the body element is just a box that contains all other visual elements of the page. When we view the page, we currently don't see the boxes. This is because the default CSS for P and H1 elements includes transparent backgrounds and no border. To make the boxes visible, set the background color of all H1 elements to silver, and set the background color of all P elements to orange. Save and refresh. For both of these elements, you can see the default width is 100%, so the box is actually stretched to fill the page. Here, the content of each element is inside the box. To create space around the content inside the box, we add padding. Set the padding of all H1 elements to 20 pixels, and set the padding of all P elements to 10 pixels. Save and refresh. Now you can see the padding that has been added in the boxes around the content. The box model also includes the border of elements. Let's add a border to both of the elements. For all H1 elements, set the border to 4 pixels, solid and black. For all P elements, set the border to 2 pixels, dotted and black. Save and refresh. Now both of the elements have a border. In addition to content, padding, and border, the box model also includes margin. The top and bottom margin for the P elements and H1 elements are not 0 by default, which is why you see extra space above and below the elements. Set the margin for both elements to 0. When setting the value to 0, the units are not necessary. Now when you save and refresh the page, the margin around the elements are gone. The small space that still remains is actually from the default margin of the body element, which is a box around the other elements. For the body element, set the margin to 0. After saving and refreshing the page, now the space around the elements is gone. While all elements in HTML are treated as boxes by CSS, this does not mean they need to have square edges. Let's change the margin of the H1 element to 10 pixels to create space between the H1 and the P elements. Then add a border dash radius of 40 pixels. Save and refresh. And now the box has rounded corners. You also have the ability to set the padding, margin, and border differently on each side. Change the margin of the H1 element by specifying 4 values. The values start with the top margin and then move clockwise around the element. Set the first value to 20 pixels. This is for the top margin. Set the second value to 10 pixels. This is for the right margin. Set the third value to 80 pixels. This is for the bottom margin. And set the fourth value to 10 pixels. This is for the left margin. There are also CSS properties to target just one side of an element. For the paragraph, set just the padding dash bottom to 40 pixels. This line of code needs to come after the padding is set so that the new value will override the previously set value. Let's also only show a border on the top and bottom. Change the current border property to border dash top. And let's change the values for the thickness, style, and color of the border dash top to 6 pixels, dashed, and gray. Then duplicate that line of code to set the border dash bottom property to the same values. Let's also remove the background color so it has the default transparent value. Save and refresh the page. With the box model, you have a great deal of control over both the layout and visual style of HTML elements. Remember the 4 components of the box model. The content includes the text and images and any other visual components that you put inside the element. The padding surrounds the content but is still within the box. The border surrounds the box. And finally, the margin is used to create space around the visible parts of the box. You will always want to keep this structure in mind when you lay out elements of a web page. For now, my friends, that is all I have to say about the CSS box model.